The root spire in medical terminology. The Latin root spirare, meaning to breathe, serves as the foundation for many medical and anatomical terms related to respiration, bodily functions, and even metaphorical concepts. These terms have evolved to describe various physiological processes and medical conditions, providing essential vocabulary in healthcare and life sciences. Below are some key medical and anatomical terms derived from spirare. Expire, to breathe out one's last breath, to die. Expiration is the act of breathing out, the natural release of air from the lungs after inhalation. The term expire comes from the Latin expirar, where ex means out and spirar means to breathe. Medically, it is used to describe the cessation of life, marking the moment when a person takes their final breath. Example: the critically ill patient expired despite the doctor's best efforts to resuscitate him. Inspire, to breathe into, to stimulate. Inspire comes from inspirare, where in means into and spire means to breathe. Medically, inspiration refers to the act of inhaling air into the lungs. Metaphorically, it also describes stimulation or motivation. Example: deep inspiration is crucial in pulmonary function tests to assess lung capacity. Respire, to breathe again. Repeating the processes of inspiration and expiration results in respiration. The word respire originates from the Latin respirar, where re means again and spirar means to breathe. It describes the act of breathing again, highlighting the essential cycle of inhalation and exhalation necessary for sustaining life. Example: after holding his breath underwater, he finally resurfaced and began to respire deeply. Respiratory, an adjective referring to anything related to breathing, such as the respiratory system, which includes the lungs, trachea, and associated structures responsible for gas exchange. Respirator, a medical device used to assist or maintain breathing, often for patients who have difficulty breathing due to illness or injury. Respirometer, a device used to measure lung capacity or breathing volume, often used in pulmonary function tests. Perspire, to breathe through, derived from per, through, and spirar, to breathe. Perspire literally means to breathe through. It refers to the body's process of releasing sweat to regulate temperature. The related term hydrosis refers to sweat production, with hyperhidrosis is describing excessive sweating. Example: after running 5 miles, she began to perspire heavily. Transpire, to breathe across or evaporate. Transpire originates from transpirare, where trans means across and spire means to breathe. Originally meaning to evaporate, it later evolved to describe the release of information or events becoming known. In medicine, transpiration refers to fluid loss through the skin and mucous membranes, primarily as insensible water loss. Unlike perspiration, which involves active sweating, transpiration occurs passively through evaporation and is crucial for temperature regulation and fluid balance. Example: patients with high fever experience increased transpiration, leading to dehydration if fluids are not replenished. Aspire, to breath toward. Aspire comes from aspirare, where as means to and spirare means to breathe. Essentially, its root meaning is to forcefully draw in air, spirer, in one direction, toward. Because of this, both a doctor suctioning something in and a patient inhaling something fast are described as aspiration. It also metaphorically describes striving for higher goals or ambitions. 1. The removal of fluids, air, or tissue from the body using suction for diagnostic or therapeutic purposes. Example: medical procedure. The doctor performed thoracentesis to aspirate excess fluid from the patient's pleural cavity. 2. The accidental inhalation of foreign substances into the lungs, which can lead to respiratory complications such as aspiration pneumonia. Example: pulmonary aspiration. The elderly patient aspirated food while eating, increasing the risk of pneumonia. Conspire, to breathe together, to plot. Conspire comes from conspira, where con means together and spirare means to breathe, while its modern meaning relates to secret plotting. The original sense conveys the idea of people sharing the same intent or action. Example: the 2 men were accused of conspiring to commit fraud. Esprit, spirit, or intellect. Esprit is a French word derived from the Latin spiritus, meaning breath or spirit. It refers to mental sharpness, intellect, or wit. Example: his quick wit and sharp esprit made him the life of the party. The root spire continues to shape medical and everyday language, reinforcing the fundamental connection between breath, life, and human aspiration.